choke, no joke. Yeah. It's choke, no joke. Let's go. Choke, no joke. Chicken choke, no joke. Choke, no joke. Niggas choke, no joke. I know this industry chick with to blog. Yeah. When I got exclusives, I hit to all. Let's go. Then she did some shit to piss me off. Okay. It was crap shit.
Check. Hey, how's it going, everyone? How y'all doing today, y'all? My name is Shannon Waldron. I'm the founder of Urban Fetes. We're a lifestyle brand out of Chicago. This is our second year hosting the panel discussion and artist showcase. Just to give you some background on, just to focus on what we're doing today is just, we came here a few years ago. We saw that we saw tons of artists perform, but we didn't feel as if we were retaining any like gainful information, So we decided to do our own. We wanted to bring out some of the best tastemakers that we have out here and just offer you guys something more than just a show. So this is a great opportunity just to learn from some of the industry's best, network, mingle, and enjoy yourself, man. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves, but be prepared for something nice, man. This will be a good show for you guys. Stick around for the showcase, and I'm glad you guys came out. So.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing? All right. Thank you for having me. My name is Damien Williams. I'm the Senior Vice President of Programming for Music Choice. I'm going to take this one. South by Southwest 2016. How y'all feeling? All right. My name is Jay Batchelor. I'm the news and music editor for Hip-Hop Weekly magazine. I was here last year. Had a great experience, so I'm really glad to be back.
Hello, everybody. How y'all doing? Good? Okay, so my name's Brittany Lewis. I'm the senior music editor at globalgrinds.com, which was founded by Russell Simmons.
Hey, everyone. It's your favorite, your girl, D Woods, and I am a dancer, singer, actress, and founder of my own label, Woodgrain Entertainment.
What up? I'm Alston, better known as Choke No Joke, producer, director, legendary videographer. I do a lot. I'm not gonna say it and get everything up, but that's it, Choke No Joke.
We gotta get hype, people. I know it's early. I'm Mike P., lead producer of Revolt TV. I represent not only Revolt, Combs Enterprise, Bad Boy. We out here. Come on, we gotta get hype. This is a cool. This is a legendary panel here. A lot of dope people right here. A lot of jewels. So let's turn up.
I don't even know how I followed that up. Oh my God.
Just getting started. So I want to hear that.
It's your girl. It's 11/8. I am the editor at Baller Alert, balleralert.com. Hey. And I will be your moderator today. First of all, I want to thank all of you guys for getting up early in the morning to come out here. It was hard for me, so I know that it was so, because I was turning up, not gonna lie to you. So we're gonna go ahead and get started because we got an hour to cover a lot. I like to get started with everybody, started from the bottom is basically one of the things I think a lot of people don't really realize, that how much work goes into what we have to do and how we had to get here. So if everybody could kind of just share a short little personal experience about how you got started. And we could start with Damon.
Cool. Yo, for me, it all started being a DJ. I went to Norfolk State University in Virginia. Local program director was like, yo, if you show up at 5:30 in the morning, I'll give you an internship. He didn't tell me the radio station was like 40 miles in the country in Moyout, North Carolina, in the woods. But I got up, started there, became a mix show DJ, became one of the top DJs down in Norfolk. Eventually moved into Washington, D.C., became the program director at WKYS, WPGC. But for me, it all started with a foundation. So I think as an artist, you have to figure out how can I build my foundation. So I started from being a DJ, now SVP of programming at Music Choice. I went to school for this. I majored in journalism here in Texas, Sam Houston State University. After college, I worked at 2 newspapers, crazy hours, low pay, but I knew every year I was getting closer to where I wanted to be. Started interning with SOHH.com, and
y'all know SOHH, one of the hip hop websites?
Yeah, legendary.
Yeah, I used to blog for them, go to events like this, do interviews. I had an opportunity to open up with the magazine. Started out as a freelance writer, worked my way up to associate editor, and arrived here where I am now as the news and music editor. So if anything, I would just say, make every year count, make every opportunity count. You know, that's what worked for me, and I know it can, it can work for you as well.
I guess my journey kind of started back at Howard University in Washington, D.C. In freshman year, they told us the single most important thing is to network. Some of these people that you go to school with might not graduate, but they might be the next CEO or founder of a Fortune 500 company. So regardless if they get their degree or not, you should network with them. You should utilize their assets. You should, if people are smarter than you should keep them around you. You can learn from people. So I kind of just grinded all through Howard. I had internships at Fox 5 News. I worked at PR agencies. I even did some lobbyist work. And then I graduated and the banks failed and nobody was getting jobs. And I was like, shit, what am I gonna do? And I was like, fuck it, I just moved to New York. I didn't have a job and I kind of just pulled some strings and some people at Howard University kind of like set up an email chain and we're just sending everybody jobs. I got a link for Global Grind and I got the job and I just kind of worked my way up and now I'm here.
Well, it all started on a hot day in July when my mother's water broke. No, I'm just playing. But for real though, I've been on stage since the age of 3 years old. I started as a dancer. I've trained in theater and in dance. Theater companies, dance companies. I trained with the Alvin Ailey School. I've trained at New York University's Tisch School of the Arts and Theater. I've done study abroads in Havana, Cuba, and South Africa. I did a lot of internships while in New York at NYU. I interned for Spike Lee's 40 Acres and a Mule, Power 105.1, Clear Channel Radio. I worked as a co-check girl at Webster Hall. You know what I'm saying? I just was everywhere. Did a lot of downtown theater, a lot of different things. And then I was a dancer for other recording artists, went on tour, did background, singing background, was in the studio writing, you name it. I was doing all of it and auditioned for just about everything, and I ended up on a really long line for an audition for a show called Making the Band, and I ended up making the band, and I ended up making 2 platinum-selling albums, and became one of the only female groups in history in the Guinness Book of World Records to go consecutively platinum on the Billboard Hot 100 charts. And then when that all came to a close, I just kept it moving, and I learned a lot. I made a lot of contacts, because you just, like you said, you just never know. You gotta be nice to everybody, you know what I'm saying? Because the same people that you see on the way up, they gonna remember you when you coming down. So, and I think I made an impression, being humble, letting my work speak for itself, and just having a lot of knowledge, but then not being afraid to ask for help. So I started Wood Grain Entertainment immediately after the group was dismantled, and here I am. I'm doing movies, I'm doing theater, I'm doing TV, and I'm doing music, and I'm living the dream, as they say.
For me, it started in Eden Wall Projects. I would say I was a gangster, and my mom's was on crack. My sister had a baby in her early years, and my father died when I was young, so it left me with the responsibility of taking care of everything, being that my mom's wasn't in her right mind. So I was in this circle with dudes, like this dude right here, Jamie O, and me and him, and a gang of us, we wind up back to back. Then you turn around, this dude gone. Then you back to back with this person. Then they gone. Jail, dead, jail, dead, jail, dead. I said, all right, I gotta step out this circle. But I couldn't step out this circle until I got my mom sober. So I took her to this place called Turning Point, upstate New York, and it's been like, gotta be like 22, 23 years that she been clean. When she got clean, I stepped out the streets. And I started modeling and acting. I did a lot of music videos like Quiet Storm, Hate Me Now.
Classics.
And I would take my camera on the set, and while like Little X and Hype was shooting their scene, I'd be in the corner shooting my own scene until somebody tell on me. Yeah. and then I would take them home, and I would edit it up on 2 VHSs before I even knew how to edit. Just cut them up, and I made shows out of that. So I gained a passion for being behind the camera, and the acting thing, all I wanted was a lead role. I got that in a music video with this artist named Old Lou, My Crazy World. Then the thrill was gone, and I wanted to stay behind the camera. So I started shooting in this club in New York called the Tunnel. Every week from like 94, 95 to 2001 when it closed. We had a public access show, Street Funk TV, me, Mr. Excitement, Mellow Mike Hype, Dean Raimondo. That show got us a show on Fox and the WB in 6 cities. That show, I left that, turned around and went to Rockefeller. No, I released VHS called Tunnel is Closed, Volume 1, 2, 3. Then I re-released them when the DVD format came in, independent. And then I did the 3, and then I did a 4th one, which was the best of Jay-Z. When I released that one, Damon Dash, actually I went to this girl named Emmanuel that was working at Rockefeller and to try to get some commercials for the DVD. Dame wanted to see the DVD before he gave us commercials. I showed him the document, the DVD of Jay-Z at the Tunnel. He loved it. He was impressed that I did it all by myself. I started working at Rockefeller. Went to Rockefeller for 3, 4 years, you know, all around the world, London, Africa, you name it. Everywhere I went, private jets, never flew commercial. Then I got tired of Dame Dash mouth. You know, whatever you do in this industry, I don't care who you working for, have some level of respect for yourself. Because these dudes will think that, because they got so much money, that you a peasant or something. And that wasn't the case. I quit Rockefeller because his mouth after we almost had a fist fight. And, you know, dude's the same age as me. I ain't gonna let nobody talk to me crazy. I don't care how many billions, millions you got. I quit, everybody thought I was crazy. Oh, Choke, you quit, I was Rockefeller, you on top of the world. Turned around, got a job at BET, started producing Rap City. You know, and I never thought that would happen. Then I started producing 106, BET Now, BET Specials. Then I moved into creative services, started doing all the commercials for the network. Then I did a feature film, Cold Blue, and then I could go on forever. But the thing is, I always maintained my independence, always kept Choke No Joke in the forefront, no matter what corporation I work for. That's why I could sit up here and be Choke No Joke. Not the dude that worked for BET, not the dude that worked for Rockefeller, not the dude that worked for Street Funk, not the dude that worked for anybody. Maintain your independence and always remember this. If you work for it, ain't nobody gave you shit. All right? So don't let nobody say, oh, I gave you this, I gave you that. If you work for it, you earned it. That's it.
Hell yeah. That's a lot to follow right there. But this was a great thing because there's a lot of jewels in each one, and I'm just gonna go back to what everybody else said because it's like the streets is a big part of it, and you gotta have a passion to get, you know, to improve your environment, whatever anybody's dealing with. I think that's where it starts out, and you know, my love of music and entertainment as a child and just growing up, that was something that I was obsessed with. So with all the, you know, everybody has their different backstories, but that's something that I was 100% driven towards. No matter what was gonna happen, I was going to be involved in music and in entertainment, and I was blessed that some of my people from the streets happened to be doing things, and I was started to be around stuff. But then, you know, stepped away, go to college, St. John's University, shout out Queens, New York, Rutgers University, Jersey, and then another big thing everybody mentioned, internships, man. I mean, you know, internships are key. You gotta work for free. It sucks, it's horrible, it breaks you, you gotta do it. I did internship for IFC, the Independent Film Channel, which was amazing. I was the Fox Film rep at Rutgers University for 2 years. It was amazing. And then getting out of college at the recession, when the whole everything is, there's no opportunity, working for free again, PAing, doing anything I could to be around film and music. You know, at the same time, working in music, working with artists, anybody I knew, anybody that would give me an opportunity to help put their music out, film videos. Started a company with my partner, Pace Media. We started Smokestack Recordings, did over 100 music videos. Lil Wayne Jewel's Home Run, Sheek Lou's Jeremiah Party After Two, Saigon, Graph, a lot of guys from New York. And then happened to be blessed to link up with an individual named Ramon Dukes, who's a legend in the game. He was at MTV. And then when Puff started, Revolt brought him along, and we were blessed that he brought us along for the journey. So we've been down with Revolt since day one, and happened to watch this whole thing grow, and it's been amazing. But yeah, you gotta grind. You gotta grind. There's really no way around it. You have to work. You have to want this and love this more than anything. Like, you have to breathe air. It's a crazy thing. It's hard to explain in words. It just is what it is. And like, if you want to feed yourself with this and feed a family and have children, I mean, you have to work hard, and you'll get it, you'll do it, but you got to praise God, of course, and work hard, and that's where we're at right now.
That's right. All right, so, can you hear me okay?
No. I don't think
that one's on.
Battery died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, sorry about that, minor technical difficulty. So all of us up here are pretty much in the pop culture industry of some sort, whether it be music. I think pretty much everybody's music, publication, something like that. So I want to kind of open this up for anyone in the panel. Y'all can jump in, but share your thoughts on the current climate of the pop culture industry and how you feel it affects how we treat each other, how, you know, social issues and things like that. Your thoughts on that, and y'all can feel free to jump in any order.
You know, it's crazy because I was having this conversation with a colleague of mine recently. Pop culture right now is almost like the wild, wild west, with social media and blogs and websites being so vital into how artists connect with their audiences and the impact they have. Everyone's still kind of trying to figure things out. And you've got some professionals that have done their thing and kind of mastered it, but for the most part, when you see these people with just an Instagram account being able to kind of influence what millions of people are discussing on a single day, I mean, that's powerful. And we've never had that before. So for you guys out there that are artists, this is almost the best time to be an artist, because never before were you able to actually, on your own, identify your market, find out the type of people that are into your music, and then create a product specifically tailored for them. I mean, you can build an audience, put something out there today, and see what kind of reaction you're getting. And if it's good, you keep doing that, you build on that. If it's not so good, you go a different direction. But I love what's happening now. I believe in independence, like Choke was talking about, being independent. And this is the ultimate time to be an artist with a business mind while maintaining your independence. So to answer your question, it's a great time for pop culture and artists alike.
Yeah, I'll pick up on the independent part too. Is definitely, if you're an artist or have a movement, there's really no excuses for you these days. If your stuff is dope, you got to get it out there. You know what I mean? And there's no excuse not to, because you can put it out through so many various means. Independent labels. We work very closely with Sony Red outside of Revolt. I have my own label, like I said, my own company, Smokestack, and we work with Sony Red and work with artists. The independent movement is a big movement, man, and you can do a lot on your own, and you know, if you're blessed to get with a major and get with bigger people that are behind you, that's great, and be smart about it, of course. I mean, everybody knows the horror stories, but you know, independence is definitely a big thing right now, man, and you should read up about it and find out how you can secure yourself as an independent artist through social media, through putting your music out, distribution. You can have your whole machine moving on your own. So it's no excuses, really.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna come in on a little different perspective. I think social media makes the world a lot smaller, and it makes people kind of a lot less creative.
Very true.
I can't stress enough how much that I see the same shit every fucking day. And it's like, everybody looks alike.
Yep.
Everybody sounds alike.
Yep.
And it's just kind of disheartening a little bit because, I mean, as great as social media is, it's kind of the gift and the curse. And I just also want to stress to you all that, like, what you see on social media is not real. That's one glimpse into these people's lives, right? So to me, to be honest, a lot of the people who are making the most moves that are the most influential probably have less than 1,000 followers on Instagram and Twitter and all that good stuff. Yeah. So like, just be like, don't get disheartened by like seeing somebody who has 1 million Instagram followers and then getting all this attention, because God knows when all that is off and you turn the app off, they're probably like sleeping on the floor in a mattress. Like, so just like keep perspective on what you want to do as an artist. And try to keep yourself in a bubble. Get on social media, share your stuff with your fans, and connect with them. But try not to don't start scrolling. Because when you start scrolling, everything starts getting in your head. And you're like, nah, I need to switch this up. Or this person's doing this, and I need to do that because that's what's hot. No, you be you. And if your shit is hot, you're going to be on.
Yeah, make dope product. I mean, you got to make dope stuff, man. Yeah. Like, you could be independent, but you got to, your stuff has to be good. You got to work hard at it.
I'll also comment, you know, kind of on your page, you know, because I thought we were going to keep it positive, but since you opened up a can of worms. Like she said, you know, the stuff on social media, it's all perception, you know. We're all putting out an image and we're selling a dream, you know. Like you said, some of the people who have all of these followers, they're buying followers. These are not their real followers. And then I have a lot of followers, but when I see how many people are liking my stuff, it's like, okay, I feel like hate is the new love. You know how they say love is the new hate, but you know, hate is really the new love. I have a lot of phantom followers, you know what I mean? People who are looking at what I'm doing, but they're not liking. Or I can put up a picture that I got my face beat, ooh, my eyebrows is on fleek, and I'll get, you know, 500 likes instantly, but I say, yo, I'm doing a show at South by Southwest, I'll get 12 likes. Yeah. You know, oh, my single's out, I'll get, you know, 66 likes, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, like corporations or whatever, they're gonna look at these likes and kind of judge what your influence is, what your draw is or whatever. But it's like, you know, a lot of this, you can't take it for the gospel truth a lot of times with social media, because people are seeing what you're doing, or, you know, they'll come up to you, oh my God, I'm such a fan, I've been with you since the beginning. When you gonna put something out? I follow you every day. Well, if you followed me every day, you would have saw that the single came out on Tuesday or on Friday now, you know. Or you would see you know, I get people who comment on my picture, like, I want to send you some beats. Oh, we want to book you. What's your email? And it's like, well, the booking information is in the profile right there, you know. So you have a lot of people who don't read, who are not, you know, really paying attention. And I mean, the whole word followers, they are followers. So if it looks popular, if they see other people like it, then they want to like it. They don't know if they should like it until you say, you know, until Global Grind says you can like it. Right. Then I don't know if I should like it. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's also making people very mindless. It's very much like, you know, drones, and they just like, okay, we all like this person now, or we all saying these words now, we all hashtagging this now. And there's a lot of like lack of individuality, and it's crossing over into the creativity as well, because, you know, I have people tell me, you don't even show your body, you need to take these kind of pictures, you need to do these kind of poses, and I'm like, but my music is good. Why do I have to push my titties up to my chin and put a filter on it for you to say that my song is good? You know? Okay, I'm gonna stop now.
Yeah, let me add on. Honestly speaking, the whole entertainment industry is a facade. It's all bullshit, all right? Social media is nothing but a reflection of the bullshit that labels created. What you see on Instagram is the same shit you saw in the music video. The dude got the big car, the big house. That's the same shit on Instagram. So the labels created this image first to sell these artists. Our artist come out, his first album, his first video, he got the big house, the big car, 2 chicks in the bed with him. And when hype say cut, all that shit is gone. The coach to turn back to a pumpkin, right? So I tell you this, like she said, a lot of the followers are bought. You know what I'm saying? So when you with a label, they pay for a lot of that. Now it's to the point where the labels got lazy. They don't have an artist development department. They won't come out here to South by Southwest and look at somebody and say, yo, this kid got great potential. I'm gonna take him, I'm gonna sign him, I'm gonna groom him, I'm gonna put him in the studio with the best producers. No, now it's, you already gotta be hot. You already have to have 5 million followers or 5 million views on YouTube for your song to pop. So if they playing that game, play along with them. If you got some bread, pay under the table. Pay to get a million followers on Instagram. Pay to get 5 million views on YouTube. Pay flexing them money to play your record. Because that's all that's really happening. You know what I'm saying? Those artists that you see popping are the artists that got a budget to pay to play. You got a few that get lucky. You know what I'm saying? But they get lucky and then they get in and then they hit this, what we call a brick wall, or the ceiling. And then you get an indecent proposal for you to move forward. Now, do you want to take that indecent proposal? If you're a man, it's probably another man making this proposal to you. If you're a woman, it's another woman. That's what's going on now. Back when I came up, I ain't gonna say no companies, I ain't gonna say no executives, but motherfuckers was trying to get me to sleep with them to be an executive. You know what I'm saying? And they knew I didn't play that shit, right? So that kind of put a damper on my career. And nowadays, they very sophisticated in how they do it because they don't want to get filed a sexual harassment suit. So if he's trying to, no disrespect, if he's trying to get at me, he'll have her say something to say to her, to say to him, to get to me. Because if he said directly, I'll sue him and the whole company over his head is gonna go down. So make a long story short, if perception is what is getting these people a $1 million deal, like Trinidad James, no disrespect to the dude. They bought into him because of his image. Everybody thought it was a joke. He looked like Jerome from Martin. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They fucked around and gave this dude $2 million, everybody laughing. Now where he at? Because of him, nobody else is getting $2 million. Yeah. So play the game with them.
But you buy these likes and you buy these followers, and then the company's gonna expect you to make those sales. So you got 5 million followers. Why did you only get 500,000, sales? You know what I'm saying? You a failure. Now you need to recoup. Now you in the red. Now we in the red. Now we ain't gonna open your budget next quarter or next fiscal year. And now you out here, paying out your pocket for your street team, trying to get that same influence that they threw that $2 million into. So I feel like you just really gotta grind and make your shit organic. Yeah. You know what I mean? I've made my shit organic. All the followers I have are organic. They press that, or I'll go to your phone right now and be like, yeah, you follow me? Let me see. No, here you go, boom. And then the single, boom, bam, bam. Thank you. So.
Yeah, you gotta be independent.
Pull your phone out right now, actually.
You gotta be independent these days. It's really,
like
she said, you gotta grind and be independent and all, because you could get caught into all of that stuff, but that'll just detract you from making your dope record and your dope movement. And there's guys that are winning right now because they have the movements in the streets, they got the movement with the youth, they understand it, and they're just tapped into that, and they're not thinking about all this other crazy stuff, which you could get sidetracked a million ways. You know what I mean? So yeah, you gotta just.
And a quick example, remember, Soulja Boy had 10 million followers when he was on Interscope. They thought he was gonna do big numbers because of the Superman song. Remember, Soulja Boy, and think about your image when you do things. Soulja Boy had all the little kids doing the, right? Then he turned around next album, he was a gangster. So the parents is like, oh, you can't listen to Soulja Boy no more. So the labels thought, oh, he got 10 million followers. We gonna do it. And they put out his album. He turned from a child artist favorite to a gangster, and he didn't even sell 10,000 records. So know your audience.
I'm gonna just add something really, really quick from like a media platform perspective. Number one is like disruption is incredible in the culture right now. Just the very distribution of the content has changed. Young Thug just dropped a video a couple weeks ago. As a media outlet, we couldn't even get it because the power is with you. He decided, I'm distributing it to YouTube, fuck TV, fuck whatever, right? So I think a big part of the culture is that it causes disruption, and traditional media in some ways is kind of scared and nervous about it. That's why you see a lot of companies, they want to own the cable company, they want to own the broadband pipeline until you have, everybody's locking everything down because there's actually a lot of power in what you guys can do. Now the opportunity that I see that I think is missing, this is me more talking than the media talking, is like, I think there's an opportunity to have a stronger voice. Imagine if Public Enemy had Twitter back when they was disrupting the game. If KRS-One had Instagram. So what I don't see coming out of the artistic community is enough voice for change. Obviously, there's some artists out there. I love what Talib does and a lot of artists, but I see a definitive space, a definitive lane for artists that has great music, right, that still everybody can get with, but is saying something. There is a missing void. So as we swirl into this presidential election and all the potential change you see happening, I just see it as an opportunity to use this media to affect pop culture in a much, much bigger, impactful way. And I'll tell you this, it won't be limited to the United States, right? Because we live in a global environment.
That's a big key right there, my brother. That's a big key right there. The
so,
international, global side of things is something I think people really don't understand, and that's the society we are in right now, is the international society, for sure.
I love what Damon said about being disruptive. That's something that I heard at a Revolt Music Conference. I heard Diddy say, is that you have to be disruptive. And there's a difference between disruptive and destructive. Disruptive is kind of shaking things up, making yourself unique, kind of making people see who you are, making people see who your brand is and how your brand stands out from everyone else. Disruptive is not taking no for an answer. That's being disruptive, not destructive though. Like, you know, there's a difference. But
wait, before you go to the next topic. Also, pay attention to what you seeing that's popping in the industry. Cause I'm gonna give y'all a little secret. Y'all see how the gangster Eric just died and everybody started wearing the tight shit? They doing that. The motherfuckers up here, they doing that. Because I'm one of the people that produce shows, you know, for these corporations, right? And then they tell us, oh, don't bring that music in here. That's too threatening. We want this type of music. So they'll shut, like, half of y'all in here will come to me at BET and be like, yo, this is my music, this is my video, right? I'll take it to the executives and be like, yo, this dude is hot. But if they feel like you in that lane of gangster music, or you a threat, or you gonna walk in the office and scare the shit out of them, you know, then they switching over to, you know, that's why a young thug could wear a dress, and he probably ain't even gay. He just playing into what they want. That's why a lot of these people are playing into what they want. So watch what's going on, and I'm not saying duplicate it, I'm not saying be original, but these motherfuckers up here got a plan. And they funneling what they want to funnel through the system. And you like, yo, what? My shit is hot. What's these people up here, they don't want X amount of people making X amount of moolah. So they kind of force feeding us what they want us to have and making it hot. And that's what's really going on, keeping it a buck.
So, I'm to piggyback on you, to throw it back to Damien, when you're saying artists, using their voice, using this as a platform for social change, and then what he just said, how do you being a programmer, and you want artists to have content that are saying things like, how do we break that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, first, I'm gonna totally agree that there's a conscious effort by the media companies that control 95% of the broadcast outlets to play certain types of music. I grew up in the era of hip hop and we ain't had no fucking radio. So to me, I look at it differently because we didn't need the radio. I was with hip hop when there was no BET, there was no MTV. All right, so it was cassette tapes and mixtapes and people had a voice. Mm-hmm. What I see in social media and outlets, the fact that you can upload your account and reach them, you can build that. I'm trying to figure out, like, do you need Clear Channel? Do I need a major record label? Well, a friend of mine, I'm not gonna say the name of the artist, but a friend of mine is running the biggest artist in the world company right now, and this artist only has one more album left with a major label, and I'm trying to figure out, why would this artist go back? I don't necessarily know. So to try to answer your question, it's something I'm looking for personally. I just think it's an opportunity. I think in their genre, Public Enemy was one of the biggest groups in the world at their time, and I'm just seeing that there's a void for that.
Yeah, I totally agree with the void, but because I think I'm the only creative, actual artist person on the panel, so I'm just kind of playing devil's advocate. When you saying you want that because you personally, sure. But you also have to play the business side, and then we know that there's the powers that be with an ulterior motive. Me as a creative, I'm like, okay, I want to get played on the major outlets. I want to say something, but I gotta follow the trend, and then my audience, they're gonna follow what's going through the mainstream, the major outlets, and they might like what I'm saying. I have a conscious, message, but they don't think that's hot because that's not what's being force fed to them as what's hot, Well, so you suffer and you're kind of caught between, catch-22. I want to say something, but I want to sell some records, so I'm gonna do what's gonna sell, and then hopefully they'll come to me because I'm doing what's selling, and then they'll hear my conscious song when they come to the show.
I just want to interject real quick. We do have one outlet. Revolt TV is here for all artists that have conscious, and we do a lot of programming like that. We were just out in Flint, Justice for Flint. Hugh raised over $150,000. We were with Minister Farrakhan, a Million Man March down there. Black Lives Matter. I mean, we've been on top of a lot of things, so there is some effort to bring that to the public. I think there's definitely a huge, big force pushing against it, and a huge force trying to keep it down. But there's some
force over there too, bro.
There's some people that that are fighting, and I think if you're an artist, you have to be aware of what you're doing. You got to walk with God at all times, walk with the light at all times, keep it close to you. Of course, this game is crazy. You can fall into the snake pits easy, but if you have your message, there's ways to get it out. You just got to fight for it.
All right, and I know we have a bunch of media up here, so this is for Revolt, Music Choice, Global Grind, and of course, Hip-Hop Weekly. And since we have a lot of artists, I know they want to know this too. From a professional standpoint, what are you guys looking for artists to get them placed on your publication, played on your channels?
I say originality. That's the number one. So I get hundreds of emails a day of people begging and asking me to listen to their music, right? So if your stuff doesn't catch my ear within the first 30 seconds, I'm cutting it off. It's the next email. I think I'm looking for obviously originality. I'm looking for melody. The reason why Fetty Wap is winning the way he's winning, why he had 4 top 10 Billboard hits last year, was because he understood the importance of melody. People like to sing. People like to hum. They like all of that. So he's kind of figured out, I guess, what the mainstream masses really enjoy. And it's just coming with some real truth. Whatever your truth is, whatever you live it, if you're a gangster and you spitting that gangster stuff, cool. If you're a conscious rapper, if you're on your Kendrick Lamar, if you're on your J. Cole, whatever you spit, whatever you sing, just make sure it's true to you. I can tell that when I listen to your music. And also good production, please. I love good production. So if your homie that makes those beats is really good, utilize him. Make sure like y'all team up together, because I really do appreciate a good producer.
For those just coming in, I'm with Hip-Hop Weekly magazine. I'm Jay Batchelor. If you're an established artist, I'm just looking for your newest, hottest record. If you're a new artist, I want to hear the record after the record you're sending me. What I'm saying is, I want to know there's some consistency, all right? Have your stuff ready so that if we go and vouch for you as an artist, when we backdoor and our online audience asks for another record from you, send it to us, and it's hot. We're gonna put it out there. The worst thing in the world, Choke mentioned this when we opened up, is an artist like that puts out a record and then that's it, and you never hear from them again. I wanna hear the record you wanna give me, and I wanna hear the record after that. So consistency and powerful music. One thing that I always tell artists that I truly believe in is maybe 20% of what's important is what's happening in that studio. The passion is in the studio when you're making the music. Once you leave the studio, the other 80% is the business of getting your record out there, pushing your record, networking. I don't care if you're in St. Louis, Dallas, Houston, Atlanta, New York. Find the DJs that have the influence you don't have. It's dope to be the hottest rapper in your apartment complex, but that's not enough. That's not enough. You gotta find the people that can give you that. My man from Revolt, Global Grind. You gotta find the people that can push your record further than you ever can. So have those records ready for us, be consistent, and once you leave that studio, it's business from there. The passion is in the studio. Outside, the rest is business.
So I would say with music choice, obviously we all want good music, we want hits, we want flavor, but what we really want to do is partner with you. You know, I figured out a couple of years ago, just playing somebody's record one time, you know, that's cool, but what it's really about is there a way to partner with you? Good example, DJ Chose out of Texas, you know? He's trying to break his record everywhere I go. Came through Music Choice doing his promo run. I was like, man, what we really need to do is figure out how I can use my platform and you can use your platform. Because you know what? I ain't that hot in the streets in Texas. You know what I'm saying? But I'm hot. I'm hot nationally because I'm in 55 million homes. So Music Choice more than likely will be the first television network every artist in this room will be on. Because we're audio, we're commercial free, play a lot more music. So in terms of TV, we are more than likely going to be that first outlet for you. But I figured out a long time ago, me just playing your record is cool, but if I can have a relationship with you, that's the win-win. And so that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, 100%. Or everything that they said is 100% true. And as far as me, I mean, there's a lot of ways that you could get music and different things to Revolt, but to get with me, I mean, I need to be seeing it myself with my own eyes. I mean, there's labels that come to me every day at different things and people that come to me from all types of angles, but if I don't hear it from my guys and hear it from the people that I know that are actually in the mix and in the clubs and in the different places and in the hoods all over the world, first of all, is something that is super key. I want, you know, if you're hot all over, if you're hot in, you know, in India, I want to hear about it. I mean, they got 1 billion people there. You know what I mean? They got 1 billion people in these places, and that's what I want to know, and I want to see it. I want to experience it. It doesn't have to be, you know, you don't have to have everything so professional and tight and everything, but I want to see some visual. I want to hear some audio. I want to be able to go to a page or something, you know, just simple stuff, but it's got to be there, and then the movement part of it. I mean, you have to have, you know, some people believe it. Like, you got to be bigger than your apartment complex, like my man said. You got to take yourself serious. You got to touch the people, do shows. You can do it. There's nothing stopping you. I mean, if you love it and do it, you can do it. And you just the steps that you have to take as an artist.
All right, real quick, and if y'all want to get at the people at Revolt or MTV Music, MTV2, BET Jams, y'all should look for the person that's the music programming. That's the person that's gonna play your music.
Yeah.
That is the person.
Yeah, music gets submitted to these companies. Yeah.
Tuma, excuse me.
Yeah,
it used to be Tuma at Revolt, but it used to be, he has Spotify now. Right?
Spotify, yep.
Yeah.
Shout out Tuma Basa, the OG.
Look him up, Tuma.
Legend.
Kelly G used to be at BET.
He's with us.
But this goes back to, you just not gonna give a person your music and they gonna play it, right? Like when I was at BET, 106 in Park, the kids used to vote for videos. Y'all familiar with that, right? Yeah. Bullshit. I could tell you the #1 song 2 weeks in advance. So while these kids is calling, it's just a fucking playlist. So get with the dude that's involved with music program or the music programmer, build a rapport with him, try to give him some money if you can. Be careful how you do that. But if you get it right with that person, that is the person that is going to play your
he's 100%
music.
right. He's 100% right.
And that also goes for radio too. Whoever's in the music program at the radio station, there's a playlist. People are not calling up and saying, hey, I want to hear the new D Wood song. Play that. And they go, all right. And they're going to spin it. No, it don't work that way. Trust me.
All right, so we're gonna take it to the floor. Does anyone have any questions for our panels today? I know y'all didn't come over here to not have no questions.
We got one.
My man right here.
All right,
we got the guitar with him too, so I know he's a serious musician.
Hey, how y'all doing? Like, I'm a fan of what y'all are doing for the community.
What's up, brother?
Good, man. Yeah, my name is Will. There we go. My name is Will Wildfire. This is be like the second show we did at South by. We just opened up for B.O.B. and stuff, so we've been doing a lot.
Congrats, brother.
And, yeah, it's been pretty cool, and I like what's going on here. I guess with everything, like you were saying, being bigger than your apartment complex, like we were just like in Noisy, like with King Mez and like Rhapsody and all of them. Like North Carolina's doing a lot of stuff, and so like being from a place like that, I was just wondering, like when it comes to making it happen like organically, I guess what's like the best method? Because I produce, I play all my own instruments, like I do everything on my own and mix and everything. And so when it comes to like getting it heard, I know you're saying like go to the radios and do all that stuff, like, but what's next? You know what I mean? Like after you've done all of those steps, like, I know it's a grind, but.
First off, shout out to North Carolina. I used to live out there. Fayetteville, Vietnam, J.
Cole's the homie.
All right, there we go. You know what? I opened up by talking about the power of social media.
Right.
And I don't want to get it twisted. The people are buying likes, people are doing this. But what I meant was, media has always been able to see what people are into and use that to sell you something. But the point that I was making earlier was that this is the first time where you guys could do that. It used to be 8 people in a room that could see these numbers. Now you can see these numbers, and you can use these numbers to further what you have going on. So, okay, now to answer your question, where do you go from there? I mean, it's a digital era, man. The kind of music, listen to what you're making, and who do you sound like? What kind of artists would people compare you to? Use that information to target your music to their audience. All right, you got bloggers up here, you have editors up here, you have network, connect with these people. As I said before, find the most influential DJs in your city. Find the most influential bloggers that you can get in contact with. Build those relationships. And eventually what's gonna happen is someone is gonna give you an opportunity. You wouldn't be here if you didn't want an opportunity.
Exactly.
Right? Everybody in here is here because they want to further their career. Someone's going to give you that chance. And when that door opens, another one will open. But the most important thing is this. Every single day, before you close your eyes, you need to be able to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I did something today to further my career.
Facts,
all right?
facts.
So me and you will talk after this, but that's kind of what I wanted to say.
It's like Choke said, with the video programmers, those are key people, gatekeepers. Identify them, know your business. You have dope product, you obviously got the passion, then yeah, you got, it's evolution. Like I said, my man was saying, international, we work heavy with Caribbean artists. Shout out my man in London. The Caribbean artists have a crazy grind. They understand their world. You know what I mean? So just, understand the gatekeepers, understand the different people that you need to get in touch with, and just punch all the day, man.
I'm also a big advocate of live performance. Obviously, you're a live performer. You got your guitar right here. You walking down the street, somebody's gonna be, hey, man, what you do? You know what I'm saying? So, like, coming to festivals like this, being bigger than your apartment complex. I love that. I'm gonna use that forever now. But, but I mean,
shout out the apartment complexes though, because I grew up in apartment complexes, and it was important. The apartment complex is important.
Yeah, right. Right, but like, getting outside of your little apartment complex, of your market. You're from North Carolina, you're over here in Texas, you're gonna make new fans. Yeah. Every time you get on stage, in live performance is my thing. I make new fans. That's my goal. Every time I'm making new fans every time I get on stage. If they didn't know the song before they came in, they gonna know it, they gonna wanna know about it later. And then you have your team with you. They hitting people up in the crowd. They identifying the gatekeepers who are in the crowd, and letting them know how they can get in touch with you, how they can follow up to maybe get on a bigger stage next year, to get it on another show in another market, And I take a lot of influence from what they do in the rock world, You don't have to be all glitz and glamour. You don't have to be in the Mercedes Sprinter.
I just wanted to mention one little thing. Jay Bachelor and Mike both used the word business. Please make sure your business is right as well. Like your management team, who you keep around you is very important. You just want to be in a positive space with positive vibes at all times. Please, people will remember who you bring around. Yeah. And if any of that is a distraction from you as an artist, it will affect you. People will be like, nah, we're not working with him. I don't want to do anything with him because his team is off. Right. They're not professional. Make sure you know about getting your publishing and your royalties. Ooh. So many artists get screwed over and are broke with platinum hits because of the publishing and the royalties, the points. Nobody explains that to the artist, right? You're there to create. But make sure if you don't understand those things, make sure you have a management team that understands the importance of making sure.
Go get a book and read about it.
If you don't understand it, go ahead and get, royalties for dummies. Because it's important. Because you'll be out here and you'll be working.
You're going to have to understand it at some point. Yeah. You're going to be forced to. So you might as well get ahead of the curve.
Absolutely. Another thing you could do, too, what do you sing? Yeah, I sing and play guitar. See, it's good for you because if I was you, you're in North Carolina, I hit Charlotte. You from Charlotte? All right. So it's a lot going on out there, right? All the hot artists out there, you should be singing hooks for, because that's going to spread you. You know what I'm saying? If you on this dude hook, this dude, this chick, everybody going to be like, yo, why you on everybody's hooks? And that's going to build you. You know what I'm saying? So network with everybody that's around you and try to get on everybody's shit.
And then, I'm sorry to cut you off. And then another thing, we were talking about the gatekeepers and knowing the music programmers, but also know the music supervisors for film and TV. Because then you get a commercial or you got that song that plays in the background when, I was having a dramatic scene on Love and Hip Hop and I threw the drink in her face. Oh my God, I like that song. You know what I'm saying? And then you gained more audience and you getting royalties and you getting, more opportunities.
Cool. Next question. Any more questions?
I think it's very obvious that we live in a world that's like instant gratification, right? So I want all of y'all to speak to what's the way to be sustainable? You know what I mean? What's the way to keep yourself from being just like a one-hit wonder or, ooh, I did good and I sold all this and then my next album flops? What's the way to keep yourself relevant?
Don't sound like Future. Don't do that.
Shout out Future though. Right. No, I'm just going to drop this gem for everybody to remember. Nothing in life comes fast or easy. So if that hit record that you did, if it blew up and everything comes crazy all overnight, more than likely it's going to disappear overnight too. So it's like a slow grind. It's a slow build. I just think it's all about the content and the music you put out, right? So like Jay was saying, identify who your audience is, understand what they like, and just cater to them, right? Everybody else will eventually come on and join the movement. But if your core following, you think J. Cole, a lot of people in the industry think J. Cole is boring, right? But guess who don't think J. Cole is boring? His millions of fans who he sells out in Madison Square Garden. So regardless, we're the influencers and we're the gatekeepers, you know what I'm saying? But guess what? Some of the shit that we say doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean.
Because J. Cole has fans who love him and he sells out arenas. So
Yeah, don't aim for instant success. Aim for long. I mean, if you're gonna, or if you're an artist or artist you work with, you know, like you have to have that conversation. What are you in this for? Are you in this to just put out a record and make a bunch of money and then go away? I mean, are you in this for lifetime, legendary, fully committed to being an artist and representing your music and your culture? So that's a conversation you gotta have.
Also know how to diversify. You know, I was always trained. My mentors always taught me, you know, be a triple threat. And that's not me being like, oh, I'm a triple threat. Ooh, it's like, no. When shit slows down with music, guess what? I'm doing some film. I'm doing some theater. I'm teaching. You know, we were just talking to a gentleman earlier about, you know, doing consulting work, doing artist development with up and coming people. You know what I'm saying? Writing. Getting, you know, being behind the scenes and writing on other people's projects. You know how to diversify your craft and monetize what you do. If you learn, you had big success one year and then shit slowing down, somebody wants to know how you got that big success that one year. You know what I mean? So get paid to tell them. Damn it. So,
all right, we have.
I would say that don't try to flood your audience or the industry with stuff. That's the problem with people nowadays. They don't follow what was like the mold. I know we have to break the mold, but you don't see Beyonce trying to drop 2 albums in 1 year. You don't see her trying to drop an album every year. She'll give you one, then she'll wait 4 years. And take time to go in the studio and develop a new project and everything. Usher, he gonna go in, he gonna take his time to develop something and come with a whole new project. A lot of people, they put out songs and then they get a buzz and then they try to follow it right up with something, and you don't have to do that. Ride that wave. Let the wave go like this, then come back. Don't be quick to, you know, you on the wave and you want to come again right after it, because you might fall on your face. And then you put out something too quick and your people are not receptive to it, then you just killed yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I would say do it in increments. Don't try to flood because this person's flooding and this person wants. Look at those that are great, the Michael Jacksons, the great ones that come at you every 4 years or every 3 years. And I know you can't, some people don't have the, I don't even know what I'm looking for. Yeah, the attention span to wait that long. But sometimes when those that love you, like if Beyonce come out right now, she gonna sell 1 million records. People is dying to know what the hell is going on in our life, because she could disappear for a minute. Sometimes you got to do that.
Make them miss you.
Yeah. All right, so we got time for one more question. Okay, here you go.
What's going on, y'all? Nazo Bravo from LA. I'm performing here later. I appreciate you guys dropping all this knowledge.
Congrats, bro.
Me personally, I just had a question about if you have a song, radio versus internet, as far as putting your marketing efforts into. How do you feel about if you have a song that you feel like is good for radio? Should you go after radio or go after, YouTube blogs? Like if you had to pick, because as an independent artist, you don't necessarily have all the resources to be able to just drop a song and it's everywhere all at the same time. So I just want to get you guys' take, because I always hear some people like, no, radio, no.
Yeah, if you have money, if you have a budget, I would say hire a dope radio promoter or a dope video promotion guy. Because these guys, you get them a couple of stacks, they're going to get you some spins on the radio because they have the relationships, because that's what they do. Same thing like the dudes in video promotions. I'll tell y'all some names off the stage because I don't want to get nobody in no trouble. But it's dudes that you could pay and your video's going to be on Revolt, your video's going to be on MTV, your video's going to be on BET. And I know this for a fact. You know what I'm saying? So I say if you got a little bit of bread and you don't know what to do with it, give it to the radio promotion guy. Make sure they credible, or a video promotion guy if you got a video. Pay them, and I guarantee you're going to see results.
You might be able to pay, and you might get it on once or twice. It might get aired somewhere, but you got to be dope, bro. You got to have people behind it. I mean, if we ain't getting no calls about it, if it ain't getting tweeted and blogged, if the people ain't calling for it, If it gets aired at 2 o'clock in the morning on MTV or wherever it gets aired, I don't know. You could put it on your resume. Is it gonna change your whole life? It might not, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you could put all your funds into something like that, but what you wanna really do is make sure that's the one, that you got the one. And then everybody around you's telling you that's the one. And then you make those decisions to where who you gotta pay and those things. But don't jump that gun too early, you know what I'm saying? You
gotta believe in the song,
yeah.
and
Exactly.
everybody around you say, perfect example, real quick.
Fact.
Charlie Baltimore, 2 years ago, she was getting ready to drop a mixtape. I was managing Trick in Detroit. She was working with B&B. They was getting ready to put a mixtape called Hard to Kill on Live Mixtapes. I said, yo, what y'all doing? This shit sound like an album. Let me show you how to work it. I took him to New York. Dude had the president of the label, he had some bread. I took him to Breakfast Club. I took him to Vlad. I took him to a bunch of media outlets. Went back to Detroit. Then we drove from New York to Atlanta for the BET Hip Hop Awards. We stopped different parties, different strip clubs, all the way till we got to Atlanta, did the red carpet. Time the BET Awards came around, she had a nomination for Best Female Hip Hop off a mixtape that she was going to put up on Live Mixtapes for free, and I got them to put it on iTunes and follow my lead, and she got a BET nomination out of it. And that same video promotion guy had her shit burning on MTV, and everybody, the perception was she was popping again. You know, and then they seen us all out in the streets, giving out T-shirts and everything. So everybody's perception was she was popping.
So
she got the nomination. What happened? She didn't win. But the perception, it made it so much bigger. And she could have did more, but I ain't gonna get into that.
I just want to say to everybody in the room that there's a bunch of different strategies and approaches you could take, but remember, there's levels to the game. So the radio, the truth is, you're talking about $60,000 to $80,000 in promotion money to even think about being in the top 10 on a chart.
Yeah.
You know, what I would do is, number one, I would understand all the non-traditional outlets like the Music Choices, the XM Series, etc. If I'm gonna hit radio, I'm gonna understand who those mix show DJs are and those DJs that are gonna get my story started. See, it's all about getting your story started. And what he was saying about Charlie Bartlett is that he developed a story. So if you don't have a story, running after radio, I don't think is the first level that you want to start at. You want to create a groundswell so that when more traditional media is looking at you, they understand who you are. And if you want to sustain that over time, have that follow-up, but you know, spending $60,000, $80,000, or even if it's $5,000 on just a local market is still a lot of money for something you might get played at 2 o'clock in the morning for 2 weeks and then you out of there.
Exactly.
It's not really the game.
All right, so we're down to the last minute of the panel. Like I said, guys, thank you so much for being here. If we can go down the line and let everyone know how they can find you on the internet, emails, Twitter, whatever you want to give them.
Sure. It's D. Williams at musicchoice.com. You can find me right there.
Mm-hmm. Once again, if you just came in, I'm Jay Bachelor from Hip-Hop Weekly magazine. You can follow me. All my social media is the same thing, J_Bachelor. You can follow the magazine on IG at Hip-Hop Weekly magazine. Once again, all my social media is J_Bachelor, like bachelor party. And and IG, the magazine is at Hip-Hop Weekly magazine.
And once again, I'm Brittany Lewis from Global Grind. All my social media is at Buttercup_B. That's on Instagram and Twitter. And on Snapchat, I'm ButtercupB_27.
My name is D Woods. You can go to my official website, missdwoods.com, MISSDwoods.com. Check out my new single, Keep Calm, Dance to This, and all the fun things that are on the website. All my social media is the same, YA Girl D Woods, your girl D Woods. That's for Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And dang, you missed all my shows this week, but that's okay. You can follow me and find out where I'm gonna be next time.
Next time.
Yeah, it's Choke No Joke. That's CHOKENOJOKE. Emails, chokenojoke@gmail. Instagram, real chokenojoke. And my website is chokenojokeproductions.com with an S. And remember, y'all hear all this money talk about the industry paying. Y'all remember that. Moving forward, it ain't just about talent. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of bullshit that's going on. All right?
Word. It's Mike P, Revolt TV. You can follow Revolt, of course, at Revolt TV all across all social medias. If you want to get with my movement, Smokestack Recordings, Instagram, Smokestack LLC on Twitter. And if you want to contact me, revolt.newyorkcity@gmail. If it's, you know, for that side, Smokestack LLC @gmail. If it's something for, you know, music videos, which we do, feature films we got coming, all, you know, and that's another thing, last thing that I would like to say, entertainment. If you're a musician, whatever, these days and age, you got to be able to do everything and try to get it any which way you can. If you love entertainment, you got to try to, you know, be all facets of it. So God bless everybody.
One more thing I got to say. Do not listen to anybody. If you believe in yourself, I don't care if it's your mother, your little brother, if you believe in yourself, pursue that shit.
Love it.
Because somebody might deter you from reaching success by telling you they don't believe in you. Believe in yourself, regardless to what. You know, because it's better to do it and fail than to be sitting around wondering if you would have made it.
And when you do it, you go buy that person a house and say, God bless.
All right, and on that note, make sure you guys follow me at 118 or at Baller Alert, Instagram and Twitter. And again, thank y'all very much.
Legendary, legendary. Thank y'all.
And thank y'all. Thank our panelists for sure.
Hey, you guys want to get a picture real quick?
Choke no joke. Yeah. It's choke no joke. Let's go. Choke no joke. Chicken choke no joke. Choke no joke. Niggas choke no joke.